Alright, I'm back with another Destiny 2 video. I stopped doing TWAB videos for a while because the TWABs kind of had nothing in them for a very long time. If there was something new that week, it was just sort of its own post. Like we had a big, I think it was a sandbox post the other week, and the TWABs are pretty scant. However, this week does have at least some things here, but I'm going to pick and choose what I actually read here. Because I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it to read like an entire TWAB over 25 minutes. I kind of just want to skip to the things I care about, which means skipping over. Okay, Bungie. Yeah, okay. You should give the Bungie Day Festival, and you should read this information and get the things that you can get. Oh, that's cool. I'm not gonna read the mid-season Crucible update. I don't care. Like, if you really care about that, you can read that. All right, I'll start here. This is the winner of the Wither Horde Ornament Contest. This is the fish-themed Wither Horde ornaments. Very cool. Again, I like the idea of a fan, made contest type thing of this, except I think that they just sort of... There's not that much allowance for, like, drastically changing how the gun looks. Like, it's just sort of like, what cool skins can you come up with to overlay on the real gun? I've said this a million times, but I would rather they just sort of like work with a fan artist who has a concept for a gun, like no fan voting, like just pick a gun, pick a concept, and just go nuts with that, and have the Bungie designers do it, and like give the artist credit. I'm thinking there was like a really sick Valve the Disciple themed, I think it was Malfeasance ornament that I saw. That was awesome. So like something like that I wish would get made, but yes, this looks very pretty. And who did this? Nine Ribbons. Yes, very good. I just think that they're in a little bit of a constraint here in terms of what they're able to do. But yeah, cool. Okay, so Hedopelagic Tributes. Is that one of the perk names or something? Okay, so this is the scout rifle from the exotic quests, and then this week the actual catalyst is dropping from tier 7 deep dives. I think it's only tier 7 deep dives. I don't know if it's a guarantee. I don't know. Regardless, LFG is probably the answer for most tier 7 deep dives because you can do it LFG. It's just you really gotta get lucky with your teammates and make sure everyone is trying to do the same thing, and I would just probably LFG. Okay. As I've said, I don't like this gun, but they're about to explain why actually this gun is better than you think, especially with the catalyst, but they're also buffing it. So, okay. So if you're one of the Guardians running around with your wicked implement glued to your side, are those people? Do they exist? Okay. We have some information for you regarding the catalyst. When designing catalysts, our teams aren't there to create something you need to get, but something to entice you to let your weapon achieve its full potential. Okay, I feel like some catalysts you definitely need to get, like, say, Kellerhorn, which is just way insanely better with the catalyst, but okay. So with that, here is some more info from the weapons team themselves. The main thing we wanted to facilitate is getting you into a rhythm with your precision hits. Refilling the magazine when collecting a shard accomplishes that, letting you continue aiming down your sights to chain precision damage, but adding mag overflow with the catalyst lets you extend that even further, especially when picking off red bars in between damaging stronger targets and collecting the shards when they return to you. Being able to potentially slow targets with a primary weapon in the PvP neutral game is already spicy, which is why between the perks so a single target would either be dead or close to it by the time you start slowing them. Once again, the joys of PvP influencing PvE. If you switch targets when outnumbered, however, you die. The perk works with any stasis shard, so if you're running a stasis subclass, you'll rarely have to reload. True, except you're using a scout rifle, and the shards that you spawn with this gun are far away. They do come to you, but like, the shards are going to be close to you from killing enemies near you, and then you get it for a weapon that shoots things far. Okay. We also heard the feedback about the base weapon and have a few buffs on the way. Among other things, we're cautious with the timing window for creeping attrition, but we're looking at adjusting that in the future. Keep an eye out for that. I don't remember. I think that's like the main slow freezing perk, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so they're like, this is why the catalyst is good, but also the gun is still not good, so we're going to buff it. I am like 95% sure that next season is going to have a stasis focus. I think there'll be some stasis buffs, and I think there will be stasis artifact things. If not, that's insane because we've gone like 3 seasons at least without any sort of like significant stasis focus. So yeah, I think that's happening. And then maybe this thing will be more relevant than, anything with Chill Clip, but I'm not holding my breath. Okay. So Solstice is back. Essentially everything here sounds almost the same. We are once again going to the EAZ for the 5th year in a row, I think. This is the thing about where you get things and you throw things into a bonfire to light the bonfire, and there's a boss. This was less good than the EAZ stuff they were doing before. Like, I get that the EAZ stuff where you went around and you fought the little dudes on the roofs and stuff, like, got a little old, like, after doing it for 3 years, and yet this was just, like, really basic and, like, much more boring because you're just not using the verticality of the map nearly as much, which is, like, the whole point of the map. So I didn't really like the changes, and now they're just doing the same thing again, so I don't really love that. They are doing 2 new buffs. When close to a fire team member, gain increased recovery and super regeneration. Again, not really, when we were running all over the place trying to get to different rooftops, you would often split up, so that's, I don't know, I guess that's different now with the way they changed it. Rapidly defeat combatants to unleash waves of paracausal fire around. I swear to God, if I hear the word paracausal one more time, dealing damage to nearby combatants. Why does it have to be paracausal fire? What does that mean? What is paracausal fire is different than normal fire? Is it not normal fire? Okay. Okay, so that, cool AoE effect there. I've always thought something like this should be a perk where like something does AoE damage around you, like on kill or something. I don't know. Like, I guess we have like Vesper Radius that does something like that, but I meant for like a weapon perk. Alright. During Solstice, you can chase a desired role, 100 discipline for the best grenade builds, or more recovery to better survivability. If you ever wanted to fine-tune, Solstice is your time. If you've been playing this game for any amount of time, you probably have all the armor sets you need at this point, but I guess this is a free event, so it's a good way for people to catch up and get better rolls than they have, but again, you need like 2 sets of armor total in this game now. Okay, so you upgrade your Solstice armor. They have made this way less shitty over the years. It used to be this giant pain in the ass to upgrade your armor through all the different levels. You do all this, you get all these different currencies, which is convoluted, but this is how you upgrade your pieces, and once you do that, it's permanent and shared across all Solstice pieces in that armor slot. So if you upgrade a helmet to tier 3, every Solstice helmet in your inventory and all future ones will be tier 3 for stat rerolls. Alright. The new Solstice armor sets feature both free and paid glows like previous years, and like last year, fully upgrading a piece of armor with kindling will cause it to glow. Without further ado, here's the new Solstice armor. Okay, so the good thing about Solstice is that for freaking once, the actual armor set attached to the season is free. There are additional glows that are not free, but you can get the base set and usually a non-glow version of it for free. They always do a good job with these sets. These are really good. I really like these a lot. It's like little fancy pirate gear. If like our flag means death. If you're dressed up like Steed Bonnet but a warlock, that's the vibe I'm getting here. But these are good sets. These will certainly be worth playing and upgrading for over Solstice starting next week. Diablo season starts next week too. Okay, well, we'll figure that out. Here is the rocket launcher, the Strand rocket launcher, the first ever Strand rocket launcher. Can't wait to see this thing roll with hatchling, which will be a very great perk on rockets. It's going to roll with hatchling, right? Yeah, this is a reskin of something. The leaves look cool. We'll see if this... There's been a lot of good rocket launchers lately, and they're buffing some things like bipod and whatever, so we'll see if this competes. Usually the free stuff is like not really, like free event things are not really on par with many normal things. I in clearing out my vault, I just went through and I deleted like almost all of my holiday weapons. There are some that are okay compared to others, but I don't know. I have not found myself using all that many on the long term. Like, some of the Halloween ones I think are good, but like, I don't know. Most of the Dawning ones I don't think are very good. There's only a couple Solstice and Guardian Games ones, but yeah. Fishing tournament, cool. Enjoy. Yeah, okay. I don't really care about the rest of this, but what is this? Okay, this is in the Nightfall for the 5,000th time. Okay, so that is the TWAB. and we are 5 Tuesdays away from season 22, so we are in the approach. By next week, we'll be in the last month of the season, and this is always when the event happens. So yeah, I will be back to play that somewhat. I will also be playing Diablo's season, but it does sound to me, everything I've heard about that season seems like it is not going to require like that much grinding time, or the storyline is going to be very short, and it's just sort of about leveling a new character kind of at your own pace. And like, considering after, a month and a half of Diablo's release, I have a level 90 and a level 80 something character, I don't imagine it will be very hard to level enough to finish the Battle Pass, so there will be more time, I think, to swap between Destiny and Diablo, probably more than there has been before this. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later. Take care.